My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
All right, we're here. Jeez Louise. All right, trying all kinds of new stuff.
Redemption, honesty.
Doing the best we can. So how is everybody doing? All right. Let's get some. I'm using Spotify to source my music, and I got some of the worst royalty music known to humankind. Anyways, so this is the Stars of David campaign. Let's give it up. You know, I entered this mural contest, and they really ticked me off. This DEI community. I created this portrait of Marlene Dietrich, right? The queen of diversity, equity, and influence. And I was told by a community leader, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell. Marlene Dietrich is to, that's right, not a snowball chance in hell. Marlene Dietrich, this person said, was too pro-Jewish for the community, too sexy, too beautiful, that the community that I was proposing this mural for would not accept it, this submission, because she was too white. And where's my boo? There we go. So I didn't believe this person, but true enough, I got rejected not once but twice. Well, actually 3 times. I put a short film together about my irritation that was rejected too. And twice of the 3 times I had to chase my rejection. Alright, I didn't really like the fact I had to be like, excuse me, what's going on here? And so I came up with the Stars of David campaign. Let's see if, oops, not there. There we go. Alright, so we're going to be showing stars of the golden age of cinema, because the diversity and inclusion that everybody's like, oh, you know, was first introduced to the world. Excuse me for the audio problems. Was first introduced to the world through the golden age of cinema. Black musicians, gay playwrights, songwriters, whatever. None of those films, like Some Like It Hot, cross-dressing, you know, Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, those films could have never been made with Puritan Christian investment and executive producers or Islamic fundamentalist producers. The only culture that could have created the golden age of cinema with all its diversity and all of its inclusion and all of its empowered women characters. It was the Jewish culture. And the idea that the Jewish culture is in... Oh, we got a commercial going, and it's pretty hilarious. The fact that today, with this horrible war between Israel and Gaza and all this anti-Semitism, I was like, what? Oh, these idiots are trying to lump the Jewish culture into that white, toxic, male ridiculousness, man. Yeah, man. I don't think so, baby. Not if I have anything to say about it. It was stunning to me, the fact that our greatest institutions, Harvard, Stanford, and so on and so forth, these kids were like, from the river to the sea, colonialist, white male crap. It was just unbelievable how ridiculous and embarrassing these people were. So I used that ridiculousness and embarrassment to inspire me, and I developed the world's greatest side hustle, baby. All right. So this is a video I created just because, just because. So let's see, where is it? All right, so this video kind of represents, it was, the music was AI, so it's pretty hilarious. And here we go. All right. So what you think? So, this is where I was proposing the mural to be painted, and as you can see, the other offerings are not really of a realistic quality. There's, I don't know what you would call it, abstract or whatever. So I thought that a realistic offering would be pretty cool. And I was told, no way, man. Marlene Dietrich's too white. So that really, too white and too pro-Jewish. So that really set me off. And so what we're doing, let's see if I can get some like normal music here. There we go. That's better. Yeah. And so the goal is to take images that are actual paintings like this, right? So this is an actual painting, and to offer them to the world in the form of museum quality prints, murals, and NFTs. while the painting is held in a secret vault somewhere in Utah. So we're gonna paint together. What do you say? And we're gonna paint. I'm gonna be painting a number of different portraits of Marlene Dietrich, because she was. And so this is a. I'm gonna show you sort of exactly what I'm doing. All right. So this is called the classical artist painting method for executives, and we turn it upside down. You see, we got it upside down because let's see if I can get all right. So we want to focus. It's location and tone, location and tone. That's the whole deal. And so this isn't all about, like, what color makes me feel oppressed today. Maybe I'll use splatters of rainbow and sparkles because I feel oppressed. Okay. Where's my laughs? Gotta have my laughs. There it is. It's realism. Okay, this is like realism, Da Vinci, Caravaggio, Velasquez, so on and so forth. And the reason why this method is hated is because it's the method of the white colonialist male, man. You know else what's true? Velasquez had a slave. Velasquez had a slave. Velasquez had a slave. He was an African, half Spanish, half African slave. So, our job, right, is to trigger as many people as humanly possible, and we're going to do it with art. And so, like I was showing you, we start upside down because we don't want to paint. This is the sort of the whole deal. You don't want to paint lips and noses and eyes. You're just focused on the relationships of tone and location and tone. This is what tonal painting is all about. So there's no emotion in tonal painting. It's very meditative. It's very relaxing. You're not trying to, paint with anger or any of this crap that they say with this abstract expressionism. It's more like a military operation. You secure the perimeter in terms of location, and then you go in for the kill in terms of value and tone. And that's how we're going to do things. And we're going to paint. So that's my setup. That's what I'm dealing with here in terms. Let's give my setup. That's what my computer screen looks like. So as you're watching us paint here, and let's see if I can do this slideshow. Mouse as a pen. We're going to have the mouse as a pen, and we're going to start the slideshow in a window. We got that, and we are going to from the current slide. Okay, so it took me a long time to try to get how we doing on lights, to try to get and actually have a light here, camera when we start painting to go fast motion. So it's really simple. Ivory black of some type, some sort of oil paint. We're painting in oils because we're adults. And adults paint with oils. And I went to the dollar store and I got myself a cutting board. Come on, let's give it up for the cutting board. Gotta have my hand claps, or I don't feel like it's a show. And so I like cutting boards because they're cheap, and I usually, this has got a texture to it. I usually like to sand it down, and I like to mix here, and then somebody's paying the bills. All right, Spotify, and then we go here, and then I put a tonal mixture from lightest light to darkest dark here, but we're only dealing with black and white, so we don't necessarily need to go all up here and to mix here and to put there. So let's see, I don't even know if so I got from the last time we painted. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna, this is a little bit, usually I like to put it in water, so this is a little bit dry, but that's okay. So we're gonna put it on the right, oops. That's all right. And also, so you need titanium white, ivory black, and then I like to cut up a bunch of these paper towels, exactly for reasons like this. I'll be right back. And if you ever noticed, like the old masters, whenever they painted themselves and they were looking good, because like Elon Musk and Trump, Rembrandt and Da Vinci and Velasquez, especially Velasquez. Velasquez was living with as the court painter for one of the most powerful men in the world that time, the King of Spain, the patriarch of the Habsburgs dynasty. Let's give it up for the colonialist male. Where's my, oh, I gotta learn to hit the right keys. Alright, just gotta get that out of my system. And then we take the, right, boom, stick that right here. And so then when we mix this and this, we get a mid-tone, and then we get a lighter mid-tone and a darker mid-tone, and we break up the tones between 5 and 7 values. Where's my music, man? All right. And I do happen to have some gray for no reason. So we can just stick it there and clean it off like that. See how neat we are? We're not like Pollock or Picasso with paint flying around everywhere, being a complete and total goofball when it comes to organization, man. Come on. And so I got my caddy of paints, and you select a paint for each tone. So for the light tones, you select one brush. For the darker tones, you select another brush. Then you go in, man. It's a very, very sort of meditative thing to do. And if you're out there in the chat, right? So now I'm gonna try to start my time-lapse photography here. I think I've started. Yeah, I've started. All right. And then I've got a little bit of mineral spirits right there. Let's give it up for the mineral spirits. Are we having fun yet? And it's just a matter going like that, and I have to sort of get myself organized here. And I don't know if you can see, but I've got guidelines, and especially if you're beginning, these speed up the process like a ton. And I'm gonna try to a little bit more light on the subject. How's that? And then basically I'm gonna switch. How we doing? Yeah. And okay. And it's, you keep it as loose as you can for as long as you can. And what we try to do is just blast into the shapes that we see. As you can see, I'm a little bit wet there, which is, and the paintbrush you start with is always different than the paintbrush you end with. I'm gonna need a little bit more white there, but so let's kind of paint this weird shape right here and here. We're just gonna maybe like this, right? So I don't know, if we put a, let's say right in the middle of that line, we put an eyeball, and so we make some weird shape like that. And then so we want to pay attention. Ooh, I just hit my time lapse. Okay. Yeah, all right. So we want to pay attention to the position. So if we cut this, right? If we cut that like that, then we kind of can get to that shape that we're trying to get, right? And so that comes in. I have to be careful here. So if we go here, right, and we do something like that, we see that we can just come up, and this comes all the way to there, right? And you don't want to think, you just kind of want to paint. And I'm obviously making these guidelines for you, but as you get more and more proficient, the canvas will be the only guideline you need. All right, and so we can see that there's like a thing like this and like that, right? So you want to keep it as loose as you can for as long as you can, and you want to work the whole canvas at the same time, so you don't just stick on one sort of area and focus in. I'm gonna need more. Titanium white, baby. I'm gonna create a product line, and I'm gonna have toxic colonialist male white. What do you think? So in the chat, if you see, all right, so how we doing with this shape right there? We're a little bit too high, right? It's got to come down a little bit, don't you think? Round it out there. And the goal is, once I've got a million things going on here, because I'm trying to produce a broadcast and paint all at the same time, like Bob Ross on steroids. Let's give it up for Bob Ross. Yeah. Okay. I can almost paint like in the monitor. I can see where I'm off. I'm not exactly set here. And you can always wipe if something isn't working. So you can see I'm in a suit coat. I'm not in my underwear or something. I actually have pants on. So you can see you can do this as part of the things you do during the day, and you don't have to make a big production or rent a huge studio. And I've called it the Cap M for executives, right? Instead of the capital S pricing model, it's a classical artist painting method, baby. The classical artist painting method. All right. So, how we doing? Looks like we are cool. 17 seconds done on the fast motion. So we're just gonna quickly move around. So in the chat, if you see, what do you see? Do you see any shapes? Because let's clear. Let's clear the, how do I do? Oh, I right click, erase all ink. Okay, so here I see like a nose, nostril, and a nose here, and kind of almost a mustache, right? And then sort of like this weird, scary eyeball right there staring at you. And when you break up the subject matter and you're painting a nose, right? Do you see the mustache right there? You see it? Do you see the scary eyeball? Ooh. It forces you to paint the whole canvas at once, and you're not painting. You don't want to paint any.
Some people just know they can save insurance by checking all.
Cool. Paying the bills. Skype is paying the bills. So yeah, the music is Skype. Not Skype. Spotify. I'm trying to use other resources for royalty-free music, and I'm constantly getting flagged. And then I tried to use YouTube Music, and they were not very user-friendly. So I'm trying to find an equitable solution. So in the chat there, tell me, what do you see? Do you see it? Do you see the scary guy? And when you do this on your own and you've got your music cranking and it's a Saturday night, maybe around 8:30, 9 o'clock, you've worked hard all week, there's nothing like firing up a color teeny, as Tom Snyder used to say, an adult beverage with your favorite music. And the greatest thing is you're gonna paint, and then you're gonna get tired, right? And you're gonna spend all of your concentration painting, and you're going to be painting abstractly, making shapes and stuff, and not concentrating too much on the face, so you don't really have a sense of anything that you're building. But then you go to sleep, and then you wake up and you look what you did the night before. Even when you're sipping a little wine or whatever, you look, it's like, damn, I did that. I did that drinking my favorite Chardonnay. Life is good. So, yeah. And so we're going to take these images that we paint. We're going to be offering them up in prints. And as I'm painting, this is the last stage of this sort of Stars of David campaign to raise the funds we need to make this just go completely nuclear, where we offer countries around the world to have Marlene Dietrich's visage on their buildings, because her story is one of courage. It's one of helping fight against the Nazis, like this really awesome story, because she was of German descent and the Nazis tried to recruit her to be a part of their thing. And she was like, no, I don't do that kind of stuff. I'd rather go to America and become a star, which is what she did. And it's a thing where she's nobody in all of throughout the war went as something like 400 shows that she was right there. And as the Germans pierced the Siegfried line, during like the Battle of the Bulge, she was caught just like the other soldiers in the attack and the gunfire. And Patton actually gave her a pistol, and he says, if you're overrun, take a couple of son of bitches with you, which is what he said. His words, exact words, were something like that. So her story is one of courage, one of working to fight anti-Semitism and racism. The fact that she was too salacious and too provocative to put in this ridiculous DEI community that I submitted this proposal from, it just completely gives me the inspiration to see where else, right? Where else is this image? Where else is this image so provocative and so filled with, white colonialist male BS, How could this image provoke this? And so it's like really it's important for me to try to make as many people go absolutely mental. All the anti-Semites and all of the people who think Jewish people the Jewish culture are in there, with the white colonialist male, right? All of those idiots, I want them to go mental and to lose their minds over this artwork. That's the goal, to make anti-Semites lose their freaking minds. So, back to the show. Where are we here? All right. So I'm just going to go around the canvas real quick. We're not going to spend all day here. Just listen to some cool tunes. Oh, I just painted my black mic black. All right. So feel free to comment in the chat. Let me know what you guys see. Any other shapes? Okay, so as I move along, more and more shapes come out. So here is a angry some sort of animal with an ear, right? So the big mouth and a neck, and he's screaming, "Hey man, I'm angry." Right? You see those big scary teeth. So that angry-ish thing lives somewhere around here. Okay. And so once again, just minerals, odorless mineral spirits, titanium white and ivory black. And you can create with this formula. I've actually had portraits that I painted for people, and they were so moved that they actually have it on tape. They shed a tear of delight because the image struck them in such a way. So how am I doing now? Am I getting our angry rat? Hey, you dirty rat. I got two cameras. I'm painting around. I should get a special mention in art history when this is complete. Yeah, man. He painted this while he broadcast. All right. So, do you see any shapes? Any shapes for me to attack here? Let your imagination go wild, man. What do you see? What do you see? What kind of shapes that you can make up? What's your favorite music you'd want to play while you're painting? And the greatest thing, see, when you meditate and then you're done meditating, you know, just like, all right, well, I feel better, I feel relaxed, but you don't have anything really to show for it that you can sell or monetize after you meditate, unless you're painting with this method. Can you imagine? You get into a rhythm where you're meditating and painting every day, and then it's not like a pain, but it's something that you want to do, something that you need to do. And then before you know it, your artwork is getting recognized, and you're giving away gifts, and you just feel so good because it's effortless, man. It's effortless. Oh yeah, Spotify's getting paid again. Somebody's paying the bills. So yeah, our job is to make anti-Semites go mental with art. Art that's sexy. And just imagine the events, the glamorous events that we're going to have in Frisia's or the French Riviera, right? An NFT launch in the south of France. Come on, that deserves some hand claps, baby. Right? Can you imagine? And then we get a commission for a mural somewhere, and we're just painting these images of Hollywood movie stars, sexy women, right? And it's like, no, there's no discussion. These are women. They're sexy. And you with the blue hair and the weight problem, you're not. You see what I mean? That's our job. We're looking for that. And I think we can do it with this art because it's already creating a stir in this goofy DEI community that I've made the proposal in. All right. How we doing? How does that look in terms of location? I'm off in a number of places, but I can't really tell if it's the positioning or if it's, that I'm actually off. It looks like I'm actually off in a few places. But you get the idea, right? You see how... All right. So once again, oops. So we'll call it. Well, let's see. I can hit that like that. All right. So this is gonna actually go pretty quick. I'm kind of doing this just to show you that if you were to embark with me on this, let's get rid of the erase all ink, and then slideshow. So then we start. Once you understand, you see how important it is to get that location. So once we get the location correct, now we can start building in terms of value. And then depending on your skill level, it kind of depends when you don't need the grid anymore. And then you finally flip it over and you're going for the kill. And that is just the most satisfying point, is when it comes together, because I can't with the, I have to get out of the slideshow. How do I do? Oh, I exit. Come on, yeah. Okay, so I think I can go. Oops. I'm still in the slideshow, man. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so do you see like all of this here? This is just tonal painting. It's better than sex, man. I'm telling you, this is just will be so much fun. And I picked this photo, this portrait specifically because this is just going to be ridiculous amounts of fun. And hitting these highlights like boom, and to get it, you really, this isn't titanium white as its whitest, like right in here. So you have to get this tone right, otherwise it looks stupid. And if you don't hit it right the first time, then you gotta wipe it off and it's a nightmare. So you have to approach the canvas with courage. And all this detail here against the softness that's a part of her skin, it's just going to be ridiculous amounts of fun. And it all starts here. Oops. How do I get into the center and make this cool again? Just like that, yeah. Let's see how we look here. I think we can go a little bit bigger. Yeah. So that's what we're up to. Should I turn it over? What do you think? Now, I recommend usually you never, ever, ever turn it over until like you are way into it, like you're within days of completing it. The longer you wait, the more you will be blown away. But just for our time here together. Let's take a look. Hope I can stop the time lapse. All right, so you can see, even just with the little bit, you can tell the face is coming together. And, you know, Warhol would have left it just like this. He's like, I'm done. There you go. Where's my check? So, all right. We did it. We painted together, man. We painted together. Wow, that was an hour. That went by quick. Okay, so once again, this is the Stars of David campaign, and we are painting, celebrating. We're celebrating Golden Age movie stars. Why? Because we want to talk about how Jews saved the world, baby, through the golden age of cinema. All right, hit a caller. I don't know how to mute. Anyways, I gotta figure out how to mute this phone. Can't be interrupting our time together anyway. That's right. How Jews saved the world, baby. Exporting the American dream one movie at a time. And so these are all actual paintings. Some of them are my studio in Paris. Some of them I'm in America right now, working on a few things. And that's it. And then I can move my thing. Turn everything this way. So and so now the idea is to bring these videos into sort of a newsletter format, and then it's just a matter of boom, hitting it, spend a few hours every day getting the word out to galleries, to people who may want to buy the prints that will be on sale. Hopefully within the next few days. Gotta figure out the whole e-commerce shopping cart thing. Make sure that works out okay. All right. See? And I have a good sort of tired, a sense of, you know, when you're tired and you're like really fatigued and you feel awful, but you know that good tired? I have a sort of a good sort of maybe do a little meditation and then get a few other things to do, but this is a very mindful way of spending your time and actually creating something that you're going to treasure forever. And so we'll see how this painting progresses, and the goal is to do an update every day. I don't know if we'll be painting every day. It's a little bit difficult for me to paint in this setup because I don't really have a good visual relationship between the source, the source image and the painting, but we'll figure it out. It's a work in progress. Alright, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Where are we? Okay, there we are. Au revoir.